Hi everyone, it's great to be back with the Female Athlete powered by Coach Parry. Today Shona and I are going to have a really interesting discussion, I think, on not so much are you tracking your period, because we're establishing that people and women are tracking their periods, but what are you doing with that information? So looking forward to chatting to Shona about that and getting her insights. Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Female Athlete powered by Coach Parry. My name is Hayley Nixon. It's good to be back with you today, and as usual we are joined by Shona Hendricks. Shona, we've got an awesome topic today, really, really relevant. It came through from a lot of questions on our recent webinar. And the results we saw on that poll was that it would appear that at least 65% up to 70% of the women that we are sort of dealing with are tracking their period, which is brilliant. That's what we wanted. That's what we want to see moving forward. But the trick comes, if you're tracking your period, are you actually applying it to your training and to your lifestyle decisions? So yeah, over to you. Like, what is your opinion on tracking your period versus actually using it in your training?
Yeah, I think when we did that poll in the webinar, Hales, I was a bit surprised to see how many women are tracking their period. And I guess maybe we worded it incorrectly, because I suppose any information is only powerful when you're doing something with that information, right? So if you can be collecting all sorts of data, and it's only powerful when you do something with that data. And so I guess in our next webinar, we'll ask it, well, what do you do with that information? Why are you tracking your period? And so it's great that you know that your period is coming up in 6 days, but what are you doing, and how is that affecting your training? Are you changing things within your training, within your nutrition, to try and mitigate some of the symptoms? Are you even tracking those symptoms that you're experiencing through your cycle? Because I think that is where the power comes in. And just knowing, okay, well, I'm on a 24-day cycle, that's important, but there isn't really any interventional power in terms of what you can do for your training from that point of view.
So Shona, are you then saying that it's one thing to track your period, but then to actually track the symptoms around it, maybe after a couple of months, for what? To then apply to racing, to then apply to your schedule, to tell your coach?
Yeah, Hails all of the above. Yeah, I think exactly that. You want to be tracking your symptoms, so you know how you feel at certain points within your cycle. Because if you are doing a certain session and you're not feeling great about it, instead of just powering through it, you could start understanding your body and how it works, and then changing certain things within your training, so that you're then optimizing your training around your cycle and not just powering through. A nice example is also, if you know that your period is coming up in race day and you're not on any sort of contraception or can kind of manipulate it, what do you do? And so do you, again, just kind of power through and, go through that on race day? Or if you work ahead of time, and, that would be the goal, is that from now, let's use Comrades as an example. Comrades is coming up again next year. Now, from now until then, you can start tracking your symptoms, adjusting some training, adjusting your nutrition, and finding what maybe minimizes those symptoms, so that come race day, you can do that, and perhaps change some things within your nutrition to help, again, mitigate some of those symptoms. And then so come race day, you're doing that. And so you're not really suffering on race day and just kind of powering through.
Okay, sure. So to kind of do the homework now, so that instead of dreading race day, dreading running Comrades with your period, you like, okay, but I've actually practiced this for 6 months, and I know how to make the best of a period on a race day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you mentioned actually the other day when we were chatting around, we practice our nutrition, we practice our kits, we practice all these things, so it really would make sense to do that with your physiology and your cycle. That would just make sense. And that way you can then sort of at least go into that race day kind of having an idea of how that's going to feel, or putting strategies in place where you can, use your nutrition and your training to, again, minimize some of those symptoms that you may experience.
So age-old saying, like, control the controllables. And I think I used to think this wasn't a controllable, so I would just stick my head in the sand and hope for the best. But you're right, we should just empower ourselves and learn how much of it we can control, so that we can be as comfortable and perform as well as possible with it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, there isn't a one size fits all here. So every single female cycle is going to be different. And so it's really, really important. Your words here are so key, is empower yourself. So understand your cycle, how many days it runs, which I think 65 to 70% of people are doing, but also understanding your symptoms and when you experience those. And so empowering yourself about that is the answer there.
No, awesome, cool. Thanks, Shones. Thanks so much for your time. Such an important topic. We've brought it up a few times. We've discussed it in webinars. I think it'll keep coming up as we all learn more about it. But really valuable to get your opinion and your insight. And we'll chat again soon. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Hales. Always enjoy these.
Thanks so much for joining us. As we anticipated, a very interesting topic, which no doubt we are going to come back to. If you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe below to make sure you receive notifications for when we release more videos. And you can also get a list of the webinars we've already hosted. And by all means, leave your comments below and we will get back to you. We really enjoy your feedback. So thanks for joining us.